Hi everybody, it's Kathy again from Beads, Boxes, and Beyond, and welcome to my channel. Today I have for you my newest sci-fi journal that I've made, and I just want to do a quick flip through. This journal will be posted on my Etsy site at Beads, Boxes, and Beyond. It'll be for sale. And while I've got you here right now, you can follow me on Instagram at Beads, Boxes, and Beyond, and you can follow me on Facebook at Beads, Boxes, and Beyond. And again, I have a shop on Etsy, and that's the whole reason for this video, is to show you guys who might be interested, any of you, if you're interested in purchasing this, what it looks like on the inside. Etsy limits you to 10 photos when you're listing a product, and sometimes that's just not enough. So again, thanks for coming and stopping in, and this is my sci-fi journal. It has a little bit of everything, a bit of a collage on the front cover, just a bit of this and that and that and this. It's got a leather spine, nice soft leather spine. And that's the back. It's a reproduction of a Sci-Fi magazine cover. I went online and found some postcards and ordered a bunch specifically for this journal. So let's have a look inside, shall we? I didn't mention that it has a soft spine. I love the soft spine because wherever you open it up, it lays flat and it's easy to write in. But I do want to mention that my signatures are sewn on to a backing, but it just leaves you the ability to open flat. Okay? So I have different kinds of papers throughout, a lot of blank pages, various types of papers, and of course ephemera. And all of it is sci-fi ephemera. And this one, for instance, I put it backing on it with lines so you could write on it if you wanted to. This is like a butcher paper. It's kind of neat paper. I have ledger paper in there, and this is a really old ad for a telescope for $1.25. But the ledger paper is nice because you've got the lines on it, you know. This here is a family-sized tea bag. It's a really neat kind of a material feel to it, and it's stained from the tea. This one here, I have two pockets. One here with a really neat card. Put a couple of things on there. Graph paper on the back. And then I have another pocket. I don't know if you can see that. There's two pockets here and here. And this one just has a long tag in it, and you can write on, just like that. I have some vellum, or not vellum, yeah, vellum. I think it's like tracing paper. Some really cool stained papers here, some lined paper, and here's another one of these really neat postcards that I have. It folds out, and you can write. This is a pocket right here, and it has two places for you to put things. This is just a game card from some board game, and the word A metal, which is appropriate. And a card that has, I think it's Jupiter. And it's just, this is a deck of playing cards that I found at the thrift store called Space It Out. And I just superimposed that onto it instead of the numbers that were on the other side of it. Just a little game card. Here's another pocket I made of a this is not a postcard. This is, I did get this off of the internet. I printed this off. And I have a card in here, and of course this is Saturn. And it's a little pocket right here with the moon on the end of it. This opens up. The ledger paper opens up, and I have this really neat pocket. This is a from a vintage catalog, and inside here I have a book of all of these reproduction headlines. It came in a really large book, and I like to use these kind of things to stick in my journals. And this is, I like the headline, "Crew of crippled Apollo 13 starts back after rounding moon and firing rocket. Men appear calm despite low reserves." So these are actual news stories from the New York Times. It's dated 1970. And like I said, they're not original newspapers, they're a reproduction, but it's done on newsprint, and it was in a big book, and I took those apart and used those in my journals. A bit of the moon up here. Some music paper, which is just wonderful to write on, or if you want to do music, you can. I had some variety of science type stamps, and found a book of them at the thrift store. So I've got those kind of spread out in the journal. This is a book that had calligraphy in it, and I just think it's just beautiful, beautiful calligraphy. Just what they did. It's not really sci-fi, but it's just kind of strange that I thought it would be really neat in here. So yeah, go on and on and on. Is this a cool picture? I got this one off the internet. I love that picture, and it is actually a pocket, and in the pocket this was a postcard, and I superimposed on the back some lines for you to write on. So we got that, and then I have this tag. Got some guys looking through the telescope and reading the stars and all, and then a print of the moon on the back. That's just plain. Another one of my tea bags. And this here is a little coin envelope, and inside the coin envelope we have a 2001 Space Odyssey movie poster, and then you can just write on the back if you'd like of that. And it's inside this coin envelope, like I said, and it has, I don't know what that is. It looks, I don't know, looks sci-fi-ish, but it's got a definition here of the moon from an antique dictionary. Here's another one of those deck of cards spaced out. This actually has the original, what was in it. And this is asteroids. I thought that was fun to put in there. Let's flip it around though. And then I have a tag here with another movie poster. It's in another language, but it's obviously sci-fi. And there you can write on the back of that. This journal has quite a few signatures in it and quite a lot of ephemera in it. Let's see if I can get this page to turn. There we go. Another movie poster right there. And this is a postcard. Love that. Love, love, love that. Science fiction magazine cover. And there's lines on the back. This picture here is one of my favorites. I just love this picture. I have two boys, and when they were growing up, I could really see them doing this. So this brings a lot of joy to me when I look at this. It really does. And if any of you know me and my kids, that's my oldest son right there, and that's my youngest one. I just know they would do the same thing. It's so funny, I think. So we got more music paper, the butcher paper, the coffee stain paper, and another pocket here. And it looks like he's just doing some figuring on map calculations and things like that. But it's a pocket, and in the pocket we have another one of the spaced out cards, and this one says force field. And then this here is just, it's a movie poster, the 2001 Space Odyssey, that I put on a piece of cardstock and added a place for you to write notes and all. And this is on a ledger paper that folds out, so you have all this space to write on or do calculations. And this right here is the phases of the moon. That was a stamp that I really, really like. This here came from a card, and I just really like that it has the look of the stars and the silhouette of the ground and all. So I thought that was appropriate for this book. And again, it has lines on the back. And this is some more of the calligraphy or font booklet. I mean, just look at this. This is cool. I love this one. And this is the butterflies and the fern. It's just genius work. Somebody thinking outside the box. This is from a magazine picture. I just really like that. And this one back here is just the stars. Now you can put pictures on here or do whatever you want with it, you know. This is a ledger, and it's from a 1945 ledger book. I was roadside thrifting. There was a trailer with a bunch of stuff. They were just selling junk out the side of the road, and I found this ledger and bought it for a couple of dollars. And it's actually a ledger with a theater name. It had some theater in another state somewhere, and it has all the names of the movies on here and who worked. See, this one was for the movie called For Whom the Bell Tolls, and this is how many hours they worked and how much money they made. It's kind of interesting to look at, and you'll see there's a page here which has the names of the people on it and all. Another 2001 Space Odyssey movie poster, miniature. And some more pages. Like I said, plenty of places to write your creative writing. This is a postcard that I backed up with another postcard. Let me give you a better, quicker, closer look. It's the robot and the spaceship. And this one is like an ad from an old magazine, but it's a postcard. And inside here, I made a pocket, and it just has this in here for you to write on. Just cute little, and you know, you don't have to keep these things in here. You can tuck anything you want in these pockets. They're there for you. Oh, and I wanted to show you this. You can see here where the pages are sewn in. Okay, each signature is sewn in. Here's another picture. I'm not sure where I got that picture. That could have been a postcard. I'm not sure. But I made it into a pocket with this on the back. Looking through telescopes. But I made it into a pocket, and in here it actually has a vintage postcard that I picked up in my journeys around to all the antique stores, and it's an aerial view of the Cape Canaveral in Florida. So I just thought that was kind of cool to look at when it was very, very active. Back in the day when space exploration was #1, people were proud of it and enjoyed that. Now it's gone from to more private. I mean, it's still active, it really is. So here is the other half of that ledger paper, and you can see it has these people's names on it and the hours that they worked. This one is Out of This World Rhythm Roundup, 1945, and all the hours that they worked and how much money they've got paid. Not much back then, not much at all. This is came from a game, a memory game, so I took one of the tiles and put that in here. Love this calligraphy font. It's architectural. This took some doing, and it just was just so cool. Very, very, very unusual. There's an S and a T. Some more paper, pages. And this is just a piece that I stuck in here. Some of the zodiac signs, it looks like, and a note to self. You can write on there. Some tissue paper. Up here I have a definition of eclipse. Came from a dictionary. Here I have another astrological looking with looks like zodiac and all that, but it's actually a pocket. And inside this pocket I have another one of those reproduction newspaper from the New York Times in 1962. Glenn orbits Earth 3 times safely, with some of the actual pictures that were in the paper. So that is kind of a neat little treasure to have in there. And I like these big pockets because it'll really keep this from getting beat up. You know, if I put them in pockets like this, they might get banged up a little bit. So check out these aliens. That was a postcard that I really, really liked. And inside here, I made it a pocket, is your Mars passport. And I picked this up somewhere on vacation, and it's just full of graph paper with, you know, the Mars rover photo on the bottom of there that it sees. And, yeah, it tells you some travel tips of Mars. So I really like that. I should have picked up more of those. I gave one to my son. He really liked it. And then this I picked up online. It's just like a compass, rose compass, and it's just beautiful. The artwork in there, just gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. And of course, a Russian postcard. Oh, here I have ecliptic, apparent path of the sun. Definition right there. Okay, this right here is a model of a rocket, and I made it into a side pocket, and in that side pocket I have this little card that I put the lines on the back. That tucks in there, and this opens up, and you can write on either one of them, and the ledger, but then the ledger also opens up, and in here we have this beautiful diva, space diva. And in here, I got this online and printed it. I like it because, you know, growing up we all had our paper dolls, and that's just really cool. I think adds to the ambiance of the journal. Of course, space travel, can't do anything without your gyroscope. Okay, we had to have an ad of that in there. This is kind of a neat little tidbit that I got from a book somewhere. And this side you have place to write. And here's one of those stamps. It's got a lot of different language writing on it. But it's when we landed on the moon. A couple more pages. Here's the other side of that architectural calligraphy. And a couple more pages here. This is the last signature. I just made this little tiny tuck spot pocket, and it has, like, you know, space moon phases and things like that. And inside there I have this, this is a Venus, and it's on one of those spaced out playing cards, and I just tuck it in here. And then this one here, it's a watch, but it advertises a moon dial, or a description of a moon dial watch, and I thought, you know, kind of neat to have. Okay, I think it's appropriate for this book. Check out these diva here, getting her hair done and her nails done. Reminds me of the Jetsons. Another postcard with rockets. And there's some ledger paper with a little thing called the ellipse of the sun and the moon. That was a stamp. My tea bag paper. This down here has a definition of infinite. A little tiny picture illustration. I just put on the back, note to self. We still got our paper here to write on. This is, I love this. This is like a NASA piece that I really like. Really, really like that. So I had to use that in here, and on the back I backed it up with writing paper, you know, where you can write lined paper. And this is just the Earth in orbit. And on the back I did a cascading with note paper so that you can write on. Some more of the paper and paper. And this is the last of the ledger paper, and this is a postcard that I had of an ad from the movies, and in it this is a cover of an old science fiction magazine, and I backed it up with lined cardstock, so that goes in there. This opens up, have all that room to write on, or glue whatever you want on the pages. Again, that's a stamp that I have. And there, repeat of that stamp. And a Granada space stamp. Pretty neat. And then the back page here, this came out of an old Popular Mechanics magazine. It's an actual ad from the magazine. I made it into a sturdy pocket. And inside, I have this actual postcard. Oops, it'd be nice if I did it the right way. This postcard, Air Force Space and Missile Museum, Launch Complex 26. Living down here in Florida, I go over to the Space Coast every once in a while, and they do have things like that in their gift shops, and I'll pick them up to add to my journals. And of course, that's my stamp and my signature. So that's it in a nutshell. It's a pretty good size, as you can see, a pretty good sized journal with lots of ephemera in it, lots of pages to write in. It's already pretty chunky, well made, and I hope you like that. I hope you like it and can come by my Etsy shop and take a look at it and see what other things I have. So thanks again. Give me a thumbs up if you like it. Give me a comment if you'd like. Sometimes comments help lead me to other endeavors, themes, things like that. If you like what you're seeing and you want to see more of my videos, if you subscribe to my channel, you'll be notified when a new video has been posted. So take a look at my things, and thanks for stopping by. This is Kathy again from Beads, Boxes, and Beyond, and I appreciate you coming by. Until next time, I'll see you later. Bye.